Yeah, I don't think this is Mauve. What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler and today I'm reviewing the Adidas Yeezy Boost 700 Mauve. Yes, it is pronounced Mauve and not Mauve, and that's something I really should have known because I went to design school where I looked at Pantone colors all day, so I don't know why I didn't know that. But thank you so much for tuning in today. Whether this is your first video or you've subscribed to my channel for a long time, I really appreciate you being here. And of course, as a way to thank you guys for all the support, I'm giving away a pair of off-white Nike Blazers. And today is actually the last day to enter to win this size 10 that I bought off StockX. Seriously, the giveaway ends in a couple hours, so if you haven't entered yet, make sure to do so by clicking the link in the top of the description. As I'm sure you all remember, last year Kanye and Adidas broke into the dad shoe scene with the Adidas 700 Wave Runner. This shoe kind of had a surprise drop where it was released on YeezySupply.com for pre-orders, and the pre-orders didn't ship for 3 months. That and the fact that the shoe also cost $300 made a lot of people think twice before buying the sneaker. And as a result, it sat on YeezySupply.com for over a day, I think. Now, over a year and a couple restocks later, the Adidas Yeezy Boost 700 Wave Runner is one of the most popular Yeezy Boosts on the market. And this past weekend, Kanye and Adidas finally dropped a second colorway of the sneaker, the Adidas Yeezy Boost 700 Mauve. First things first, this sneaker is called the Mauve Yeezy Boost 700, and from what I know of the color mauve, this isn't it. This is definitely a tonal brown shoe. I mean, maybe in some lights you might be able to get some purple hues, but I just don't see it. Naming aside, this shoe absolutely has a fall vibe to it, which makes sense because it released in October. Starting off on the toe of this chunky dad sneaker, you've got this sort of light brown suede. One thing I've always loved about the 700s, or at least the first colorway of the shoe, is that so far they haven't skimped on material quality. Honestly, this suede is pretty plush and has a great texture to it. Continuing up a little bit farther on the toe, you've got this dark gray mesh underneath all the suede panels. In my opinion, it's really nice to have this drastic material breakup because it really gives the upper of the shoe some layers. Running along the sides of the toe, you've got this skeletal shaped suede panel. I guess this suede panel might be the closest thing to mauve on the entire shoe, but I don't know, it still looks brown to me. Continuing up the sneaker, around the sides of the tongue, you've got this dark gray leather panel. Weaving through the leather panel, you've got these matching dark gray laces. And just beneath that, you've got this pretty plush, brandless, dark gray mesh tongue. Now that I've got the shoe in hand, I've started to notice that they've used like 5 different shades of gray on the upper, which I didn't expect, obviously, like I said, but it definitely gives the shoe some dimension, which I like. Moving inside the sneaker, you've got this light gray mesh sock liner. And besides the insole, the sock liner is the only part of the shoe with any kind of Yeezy branding. Speaking of the insole, it also comes in a matching gray with Yeezy branding and Adidas branding on the heel. As for fit, the Adidas Yeezy Boost 700 does seem to run true to size. I went true to size on the original pair and I went true to size on the mauve pair, and both seem to fit me great. But as I always say, if you have a chance to try on the sneaker first before you buy it, which actually shouldn't be too hard because this sneaker is kind of sitting on shelves, definitely do that to make sure the sizing is right for you. Continuing back on the sneaker, right in the center of the midfoot, you've got this dark mesh netting. This mesh actually covers up some 3M Adidas 3 stripes, so you can't see them unless you hit them with a flash. I think that's such a cool subtle branding detail. Continuing a little bit farther back on the shoe, you've got a slightly less textured suede panel in a dark gray. Popping out of the center like eyes, you've got these 2 dark gray 3M panels. Again, you would never really know that these details are 3M unless you hit them with a flash because they just kind of look like dark gray leather. Running around the outside of the ankle area, you've got this light gray, really widely spaced mesh. And then moving around to the back, I shouldn't have done that. And then moving around to the back of the sneaker, you've got another suede panel with hidden 3M accents. Continuing down the sneaker, you get to the super chunky sculpted midsole. Unlike the original 700s that kind of look like they've got an oil spill on the front of the shoe, the front half of this midsole is completely devoid of any color breakups. Hold up, is that a slightly different shade of brown? I think it is. Scratch that. It looks like there's a slightly different shade of brown in these little divots here. I don't know why they did that. If they did that, I think it's... yeah, that's a different color. So right there in the front of the shoe, there's an ever so slightly different shade of brown, which is like, why'd you do that, guys? That's really a weird choice, but it's there, so there you go. The rest of the midsole comes in this sort of dull shade of light brown. And then towards the heel of the sneaker, you've got these 2 very vibrant neon green 3M accents. One thing that's always kind of frustrated me about the 700's midsole is that it always seems to have some slight creases in it even before you wear it. There's really nothing you can do about it, and it's true for a lot of sneakers, but on a shoe that has such a large midsole, they're definitely noticeable. Finally, moving to the bottom of the sneaker, you've got a pretty interesting multi-layered outsole. As you can see through these 5 cutouts, the midsole itself is filled with boost. Even though the shoe is a little bit warm in the upper upper because of all the different layers of materials, the midsole cushion itself is really comfortable. And of course, that's because of the boost. Just above the boost, filling out some of these very organically shaped cutouts, you've got more of that dull brown midsole. And then of course, the last layer is this gum herringbone outsole. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Until I got this shoe on my feet, I didn't like it. I still don't love it. I mean, yes, it looks good on feet, but it's not something that I would rock every day. I much prefer the original 700. I just don't love this sort of brown or mauve colorway. It's definitely not bad, and I know a lot of people that love it, but it's just not for me. In order to get you guys this review out a little bit earlier, I actually went to the Adidas Original store in Soho and picked up a pair because they had sizes sitting. However, I do have a pair coming in the mail, so now I have 2 pairs of shoes that I'm just not totally in love with. So what I'm gonna do is actually list one of them on my website, SethFowlerStore.com. I'll link that in the description below. So if you wanna check this shoe out and maybe grab it for yourself, or maybe grab some of the other sneakers I've got for sale, make sure to check it out. Or you can just go to Adidas Soho because they have a full size run, so. The 700 Mauves released last weekend for $300 US, and as of right now, they don't have much resale. So if you're trying to grab a pair for yourself, you really shouldn't have too hard of a time. Now that my review's out of the way, I would love to know your thoughts on the Adidas Yeezy Boost 700 Mauve, and whether you grabbed a pair for yourself or whether you just didn't really feel like you needed a pair, so make sure to leave those comments in the comment section down below. Don't forget to enter the Off-White Nike Blazer giveaway. Once again, the links to do so are in the description below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe down below if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.